Hi and welcome back to our channel, where we recap your favorite games for you. Today we will be recapping Watch Dogs, so without further ado, let's begin. Watch Dogs is an action-adventure stealth video game developed by Ubisoft Montreal and published by Ubisoft. It was released for Windows, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 and Xbox One consoles. Set in a fictionalized version of Chicago, Illinois, the game focuses on Aiden Pearce, a highly skilled hacker who can hack into any device in the city and take over the entire city's infrastructure to obtain and control data or destroy it completely. In 2012, a man named Aiden Pearce along with his accomplice Damian Branks break into the Merlot Hotel, which belongs to a guy named Dermot Quinn, also known as Lucky Quinn. Their goal is to steal money from other people's bank accounts. Quinn suspects that they are after a video that shows the mayor of Chicago killing a woman named Rose Washington. In response, he hires hitmen to threaten Aiden and Damian. One day, while Aiden is driving with his niece, a hitman by the name of Maurice Vega, also a contractor of the Chicago South Club, shoots their car tires. The car flips over, killing Aiden's niece Lena eventually. This tragic event motivates Aiden to seek revenge against those responsible for his niece's death. After 11 months, Aiden tracks down Vega and interrogates him to tell the name of his employer. Aiden tries to shoot Vega but has no bullets left. Vega tries to attack Aiden, but Aiden subdues him with his baton. Later, Aiden meets up with his colleague Jordy Chin, who earlier emptied Aiden's gun and calling the police to cover up the deaths of several black viceroys. Aiden leaves Jordy to take Vega a safe place while he escapes from the stadium. After taking a break in his motel hideout, Aiden decides to visit his sister Nicole's home to celebrate his nephew Jackson's birthday. Aiden becomes worried and hacks into her sister's phone after seeing her concerned face, overhearing a threatening call directed at Nicole. Aiden traces the caller's number and follows him. While in pursuit, Nicole calls, apologizes for her behavior, asking Aiden to come back home as she was angry at Aiden earlier. Upon realizing what he is doing, she begs him to let it go. However, Aiden persists, finally catching the caller and hacking into his phone. He discovers that someone has hired the caller to threaten Nicole. Aiden turns to his dead sack contact Bad Boy 17 to help him unravel the mystery. He provides Bad Boy 17 with the information he has gathered. Aiden becomes troubled after encountering his former partner Damian, who reveals that there is a third hacker at the Merlot job. Despite the fact that he needs Damian's information, Aiden rejects his offer to work together again, as he blames him for Lena's death. Later, Aiden discovers that a gang member who survived his attack is imprisoned and may reveal his identity. With the help of Jordy, Aiden interrogates someone to find out who is after him and learns that Angelo Tucci is planning to get his identity from the gang member. Aiden manages to manipulate Tucci's niece and kill him before he can kidnap the gang member. To prevent the gang member from revealing his identity, Aiden and Jordy conspires to sneak into the prison where the gang member is being held. Aiden turns himself in and is placed in a cell. Aiden escapes and sneaks around the prison, hacking the security as he goes, until he finds the gang member in the exercise yard. However, corrupt guards lead the gang member to the basement and beat him, demanding to know the vigilante's identity. Aiden neutralizes the guards and threatens the gang member. Aiden then retrieves his gear and escapes from the prison. After Aiden escapes from the prison, he gets a call from Damian, who has information that Aiden needs. Despite being hesitant, Aiden meets up with Damian, who hacks into the nearby TVs to show himself in Nicole's kitchen. Furious, Aiden heads to Nicole's house and confronts Damian, who reveals that he has kidnapped Nicole and threatens to kill her if Aiden doesn't retrieve a hard drive that will lead them to the third hacker. Damian then gives Aiden a hard drive full of data and leaves. Worried about Jackson, Aiden tracks his tablet and joins him on a train, arranging for Yolanda Mendez to take care of him. Jackson tells Aiden about a possible lead, Racine Boat Restoration, where the men who kidnapped Nicole were talking about. Aiden hacks into the tow center and breaks into the boat restoration facility to find its owner, Robert Racine. After overhearing a phone call between Racine and Damian, Aiden discovers that Racine kidnapped Nicole but doesn't have any useful information. Aiden kills Racine and argues with Damian, who refuses to let Aiden speak to Nicole. Aiden returns to his motel room with the flash drive Damian gave him, hoping to find some answers to his investigation. However, when he tries to open the video file, it turns out to be corrupted. Aiden is already feeling frustrated when suddenly Clara, a woman he knows, walks into his room. In a panic, Aiden points the gun at Clara, but then recovers and asks her to help him with the video. Clara examines the file and informs Aiden that the video is permanently damaged and he needs to have the original to access its contents. As they discuss the situation, Aiden hears screeching tires outside, and he and Clara take cover when armed men start shooting at them from the window. Aiden quickly detonates explosives in his room, hoping to distract and disarm the attackers. Clara manages to escape through the back door, but Aiden stays behind, returning fire and detonating more explosives to remove all evidence of his investigation. In the chaos, Aiden kills one of the attackers holding Clara hostage, then covers for her on the way to the car, killing all the other attackers before reinforcements arrive. Clara calls Aiden once he's safe and arranges to meet at a nearby dock. Meanwhile, Aiden receives a mocking phone call from Damien, who shows no concern for Aiden's situation and simply tells him to deal with his problem. Damien then allows Aiden to talk to Nicole, who is worried about her son Jackson. Aiden assures Nicole that Jackson is safe and tries to reassure her. However, Damien interrupts the call and demands the results from Aiden before allowing them to speak again. Aiden has lost all his equipment and base, but Clara tells him about the bunker, a place where he cannot be detected. He learns that Tobias knows how to control the bridge to the bunker, so he and Clara go to his shop to find him. They find it locked, but trace him to an illegal poker game. After chasing and fighting Tobias, he hands Aiden the remote control to the bunker. It will restore power to the island and allow the bunker to come back online. Clara discovers that the IP address they're tracking is in a district controlled by the Black Viceroys, so Aiden hacks into the local tow center and disables their security terminals. He learns that the Viceroys are more than just a street gang and that they are hiding their true power. Aiden also learns from a phone call from Tobias that the police are running a gun shop. Aiden and Clara spy on the operations of the Black Viceroys using Rossi Fremont cameras and discover that they are highly organized and armed. Aiden witnesses Delford Iraq Wade emerging from a locked server room with a security card hidden in his dog tags. Iraqi meets his cousin Tyrone Bedbug Hayes and a member of the Chicago South Club. Lucky Quinn, the head of the club, questions Iraq about stealing his guest list, but Iraq brushes it off as a business deal. After the call ends, the Iraqi brutally kills one of his henchmen and returns to the locked server room. Aiden plans to blackmail Bedbug into a locked room by gathering evidence of his disloyalty to Iraq. Aiden follows the bugs and collects audio and video evidence of his disloyalty. He overhears a conversation between Bug and his informant Rabbit, where Rabbit warns him of an Iraqi plan to kill him. Bugs pull a gun on Rabbit and Aiden intervenes by creating a distraction. Aiden learns that the Viceroys are planning to ambush the bugs in the closed Sienna brick factory. Aiden sets a trap for the assassins and it looks like they've been killed by a bug. This wins Iraq Bedbug's trust and gives Aiden a chance to break into the locked room. Aiden receives a call from Jordy to acquire some explosives. He meets Jordy and tests the explosives on his truck, but soon realizes that Jordy has murdered 2 people and wants to dispose of their bodies. Aiden uses the explosives and his skills to eliminate a group of hitmen who are after him and his associates. Later, Aiden meets Bedbug and reveals his blackmail, but does not show himself. Bedbug suggests that the only way to approach Iraq is at an auction where Iraq and Quinn will be present. Clara, Aiden's ally, offers to copy Iraq's RFID chip if he gets close enough. Clara then locates a briefcase containing the guest list of the auction. Aiden tails the owner and obtains pictures of the list. To participate in the auction, he decides to use the identity of Nicholas Crispin, a man who moved to Europe 12 years ago. In order not to blow his cover, Aiden finds Crispin and kills him. Aiden then goes to the Infinite 92 Club where he meets an escort girl meant for Crispin. Aiden reveals his true identity to her and promises to save her. Aiden attends the auction using Crispin's ticket and briefly meets an Iraqi. Aiden hacks Iraqi dog tags, allowing Claire to retrieve his RFID. However, Lucky Quinn discovers Crispin's death and orders his men to go after Aiden and kill him. Despite this, Aiden manages to get past the Viceroy's security and escapes, calling the police to rescue the sex slaves. Yolanda, Aiden's sister's caregiver, calls him and informs him that Jackson is missing. Aiden tracks down Jackson in the Northern Mad Mile and takes care of all the fixers after him. However, Jackson is traumatized by the violence and threatens to call the police if he doesn't get news about Nicole soon. Aiden drives Jackson back to Yolanda's house, where she talks to Aiden briefly for the first time since Lena's death. Yolanda warns Aiden that if she doesn't have any news about his mother, she will call the police. After successfully planting the bug in a bar near Rossi Fremont, Aiden calls Bedbug to pick him up and takes him to the server room where he downloads the data. Unfortunately, the bug is caught by the Iraqi and his bodyguard, who threaten to throw him out of the window. However, the Iraqi notices the mistake and orders his men to find Aiden. After a narrow escape, Bedbug reveals that the Iraqi mentioned Rose Washington on the video, but Aiden is unable to decipher the data. Clara suggests seeking help from Raymond Kinney, a former TOS pioneer, but he is a wanted man. Heading to Pawnee where Kinney is hiding, Aiden finds Kinney's signal at the local port after killing the repairman and hacking into the TOS center. Through the audio recording, Aiden discovers Kinney's location at a bar in Pawnee, where he meets T-Bone Grady, who is actually Kinney. However, Kinney cannot help Aiden in Chicago because he is wanted. Kinney offers to delete his signal from the TOS database if Aiden does him a favor by stealing back the hardware from the local Pawnee militia and getting an ID from Security Chief Bloom. With Kinney's virus, Aiden sneaks into Bloom headquarters and uploads the virus. However, they find that Damien is willing to trade Kinney's whereabouts for full access to the TOS. Sensing that Kinney is in danger, Aiden and T-Bone escape a militia attack on their hideout and head to the bunker. Aiden goes into a building and fights some guys to get information from their computer. He meets an Iraqi and kills him. But then another guy steals the information Aiden got. Aiden discovers that his friend Clara is working with the people who hurt his family. Aiden tries to make a deal with Damien, but Damien tricks him and exposes him on TV as a vigilante. Aiden and his friend T-Bone try to find the person who stole their information. T-Bone helps Aiden Pearce find out that Default is working as a DJ at the Dot Connection nightclub at the Ambrose Theater. Aiden is able to counter Default's hacking skills and track him down, but Default causes a blackout in the club so he can escape. Aiden chases Default and encounters more bad guys on the roof and is able to download all the data Default had on him. T-Bone tells Aiden that he has all the information they need and was also able to use the audio recording to identify a person named Brent Ulster. Aiden heads to Brent Ulster's workplace, the sewage treatment plant at Brandon Docks. He finds Nikki and saves her. Aiden and Nikki leave town, but are chased by the police as they escape, as Mendez, a corrupt cop, calls the police on Aiden. During the chase, Nikki learns that Aiden is a vigilante who helps her family. After T-Bone helps Aiden find out that Lucky Quinn is the one who ordered the hit on him and his family, Aiden goes to a benefit organized by Quinn at the Merlaut Hotel. He sneaks past security, kills the assassin sent by Quinn, and confronts him in his office. Aiden hacks Quinn's pacemaker, causing him to have a heart attack and die. Quinn reveals that he has a video of the mayor murdering former employee Bloom, which he used as blackmail to control him. Quinn ordered an attack on Aiden and Damien, thinking they were after the video, but they were only after the money. Aiden eludes the police and receives a call from Damien who tells him that he has unlocked the TOS. Aiden tries to hack into it, but is blocked by the firewall. T-Bone tells him there are 3 weak spots and gives him a virus to disable the firewall. Aiden refuses DedSac offer to install a breach and hacks into TOS. He triggers a citywide blackout and finds Damien at the lighthouse. Aiden confronts Damien but is interrupted by Jordy, who asks him to drop the gun. Aiden uses the profiler to knock out Jordy and shoots Damien in the head. Aiden gets a call from Jordy, who is still alive. Jordy tells him where Maurice is and that Aiden can decide what to do with him. Aiden goes to the garage where Maurice is hiding and can choose to let him go or shoot him. The recap ends here. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, then please consider liking our video and subscribing to our channel. We will see you in the next one.